You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Bald-headed geezer that is Mr. Daniel Levy has come up trumps the signed players in positions we really need. What a transfer window. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hollie's Hotspurs, and today I'll be talking about that transfer deadline day and the transfer window in general and the business we've been making. If you're new to the channel, please consider liking this video, comment what you think of our transfer window below and hit that subscribe button. Many thanks to everyone that has subscribed so far. We actually managed to hit the 500 mark, which is a madness. So thanks to all those that have and those that are returning and watching the videos. I really appreciate it. Anyway, back to business. Well, I don't really know where to start. We've managed to secure a left back, a right back, a goalie, a CDM, a backup striker, and we managed to get a bit nostalgic and bring back a former legend to the club. Like I've said already in this video, the bald-headed geezer that is Daniel Levy has actually made me smile for once, which doesn't normally happen. As you all know, I'm not Daniel Levy's biggest fan, but for once he's managed to work with Jose and actually got players in positions that we need, and this has created competition for places. So we're going to start with Matt Doherty from Wolves. We signed him early on in the transfer window, and I'm not Serge Aurier's biggest fan, but since Doherty's come in, it's meant that Serge Aurier has upped his game. And upping his game he has done. We saw him play against Man United over Doherty, and where he managed to get the goal and set up a goal just highlights the fact that now we have squad depth. Even if the player that we deem as number one isn't available, the second string player steps in and has an amazing game. So like I said, competition for spaces means and raises the game of all the other players. So Matt Doherty is a brilliant signing. We also moved to our left back, which we have signed Reguilon. This was overshadowed, this signing, by another player coming in just after him, but let's just focus on Reguilon. Reguilon has already proved that he is an amazing left back. The fact that he can get forward, set goals up, but it can also be reliant as a good left back, which I think at the club at the moment we haven't really had a defender as such that can do both, and Reguilon can. And like I said, the same with Serge Aurier. When Davies came on the pitch the other day, it shows that now that Reguilon's come in, it's made Davies push his performance, and it is great to see. So that's another brilliant signing. We needed a right back, we needed a left back. Levy secured it, Jose found the right men. Brilliant. Also like to touch on the fact that we have brought in another goalkeeper. This started at the start of the transfer window where we brought in Joe Hart. Like I said, I've always said that I prefer Gazzaniga over Joe Hart, but Joe Hart is a winner, which is something that we don't really have in the Spurs side. So the fact that he came in purely on that basis as well, that he's a winner, and the fact that, okay, I'm not his biggest fan, but he has played pretty okay since he stepped into the side. Another reason is squad depth, so that's great. Then we talk about our CDM, which is Højbjerg, who moved from Southampton, which we then gave Kyle Walker-Peters the other way. Like I said, giving Kyle Walker-Peters to Saints I think will bite us on the butt, but right now, talking about Højbjerg, the first couple of games he had, I wasn't too sure on him. I thought Saints fans, after they said, oh, you're being sold a crap player, was a bit like, okay, maybe Saints fans are telling the truth, but since then, especially that game against Man United, I know they were down to 10 men, but regardless, Højbjerg had a brilliant game. Like I said, that's another thing that we needed. He's another international player, and I just think he brings that bit of bite into the side. Like Jose says, we need to be bastards on the pitch, and Højbjerg is definitely one of those. Just a player that can break the game down when we need it, to get a breather or to stop the attack from happening from the opposition. So that was another great signing. Now, I'm going to talk about the player that overshadowed Reguilon, and that is this man.
A really tremendous goal!
My word, what a talent this young man is. Such pace and power.
Ferocity, the accuracy, it's just unbelievable. Fantastic goal!
Gareth Bale!
Gareth Bale showing some magic here. It's to be Bale! Oh, save! Sensational! Bale's got the angle this time! Oh, what a goal! Dazzling superstar strikes gold!
Our nostalgic levels were through the roof. I used to have a poster right here on my wall of the man, the legend, Sir Gareth Bale. I know he's not a Sir, but he is in this household. What a man. Lots of people are saying, oh, for that amount of money, Holes, do you really think he's going to be the player that we all think he's going to be? Of course I am. If the man can sit on the bench for ages at Real Madrid, then can come on and score an overhead kick against Liverpool in the UCL final, I'm pretty sure he can be great. And to all opposition fans, because I know there's quite a few of you that aren't Spurs fans that also watch the channel as well, just to have the player like Gareth Bale back in the Premier League is amazing, regardless whether you're a Spurs fan or not. And I also found out today that the fact that Daniel Levy managed to slash his price for buying by a considerable amount of money, shall we say, for getting him because he was injured. So Daniel Levy, I've criticised you before, but you're putting your money where your mouth is this time and actually buying good players, so thank you. Yes, Gareth Bale is back. I am happy, I'm buzzing, literally cannot wait. I think he's going to be playing for the West Ham game, which is going to be amazing. So yes, I really look forward to that. Moving on to another player, I have never had to speak about so many players coming to a club at one time. It's crazy. I think the last time this happened was when we spent the Bale money ridiculously and just have Lamela left to show. But anyway, this time I have a good feeling. We need to talk about Vinicius that we signed on loan. Finally, in Tottenham Hotspur, we have a backup striker. No Lucas Moura that can fit in there, even though he's not out and out striker. Not just Sonny when Harry Kane gets injured, that Sonny has to then put all the pressure on the back of the shoulders. No, we have got a backup striker. I never thought I'd say those words ever, but it has happened. I am so happy. Just the fact that in some games we can rest Kane and rely on Vinicius to step up, or we can take him off 20 minutes towards the end and stick an actual striker on, is amazing. So I am very happy about that signing. Our transfer window in general has been a madness, I must admit. We saw some players leave, the likes of Sessegnon going to Hertha Berlin on loan, which I think will be brilliant for him, because when he comes back, I think Davies will probably be pushed out the door. So it'd be nice to have Sessegnon get some game time out at Hertha Berlin, hopefully come back an even stronger player. The same with Foyth, who's gone to Villarreal. I think he really needs a loan spell out, and a loan spell he has got. So hopefully he'll come back to the club even better than what he is now. I think the only disappointment about this transfer window is probably the fact that we didn't ensure that we got a centre-back, but I like the fact we didn't panic buy. There's rumours that we might buy Rodon from Swansea. Obviously there's a couple more days left to buy players from EFL and lower, so maybe we might get him, but I'm not too sure. I'm quite happy. Skinner was dead deal anyway. I think it's gone, it's dusted, so I'm quite happy if we wait till the January transfer window to ensure that we have got a new centre back. But all in all, I'm very happy. I'd have to give this transfer window probably a 9 out of 10. It's something I've never seen before. It's a madness. So many players in, not too many players out. We still managed to get in that squad depth, and obviously in the fine words of Harry Redknapp,
Is some squad they've got cover in every position. Every position they're strong. Yeah. You know, it's a real powerful squad.
So you think Tottenham could win the league?
I think if anyone's going to, you know, upset the big two, you've got to fancy the top. You know,
we could win, if not push for the title this season. It's so wide open with Liverpool losing 7-2. I must admit that the Premier League is pretty much here, there and everywhere this season, but if we do not win the Prem, I think we might push for top 4. I think us and Everton, when I was on the Everton post the other day, little shout out to the Blue Boys Network, they're amazing, make sure you go check them out. I have a squad that's probably battling for top 4. Obviously we know about Chelsea, they've signed some really good players, but they haven't necessarily upped their game. It takes a little while for players to settle in, like we know with Tangana Ndombele, which I must admit is coming up trumps now. So yeah, if we can push on and take advantage of the fact that Chelsea are slacking a little bit and that we've got an amazing squad, I can't see why we couldn't push for trophies, if not top 4 this season. But I think a trophy is a must, especially with the players that we've brought in and the calibre of players and performances we are now delivering. So thanks again to everyone that's watching this video. I really appreciate it. Remember to hit a subscribe button, and I shall see you soon after international break. Until then, come on you Spurs.